Thank you, Lord, for new day to trade. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Shorting small caps is very high risk. Good morning, good morning. So I haven't taken any trades today. And I don't see anything at 7 o'clock. KAPA is pushing a little bit, but I'd like to see it push quite a bit more. Oh, you did? The 1050 level? I want to get in this thing, but KAPA is pushing now. It's up back up to 80 cents. CURX. KAPA. So we got some 200s up here in the 90s. I'll probably wait for that. 90 and 95. If it doesn't get there, it doesn't get there. And that'll give me time to do some DD on it. 12 million float, 60 million market cap. Signing of term sheet for strategic asset acquisition of 2 clinical oncology assets. Tired of these cheap stocks kind of popping. Statistically, I do best in like the $2 to like $4 range. Fun fact. But I still do statistically decent with the ones around $1, 50 cents to $1, but not as profitable, usually because I trade them smaller. Smaller size. VMAR is pushing a little bit. Good to know, CJ. Appreciate that. January 2026 at the money and shelf on KAPA. Yeah, I like that, especially on the news. They said strategic asset acquisition. I mean, VMAR barely looks liquid. BFLY ended up flushing pretty hard, I think. Nice. Todd, if you're on, I think you caught that one. The weak pops continue. Again, I know y'all, I talk about this like it's a unicorn, but when it heats up, you won't see me get in 20% pops, 30% pops. It's going to be 50, 60% plus. So I feel like I already get into some of these pops that are, you know, not up enough, but that's the only thing we're really getting. So nice little flush on KAPA and VMAR. So both these had a nice little flush. There just wasn't much on these moves. CENV. Pat News on VMAR. Yeah, I usually like Pat News. One got me recently, but I just got in too early. But Pat News usually struggles to hold up. TCRX. I'm surprised that one didn't move. Oh, it's only phase one though. Never mind. But even in hot markets, actually in hot market, phase one is about my favorite news because it's enough that it'll pump it, but it rarely sustains. In these soft markets, you don't really see phase one news do too much, but when it heats up, I really like phase one news because it usually doesn't hold. But once you get to phase two, phase three, in hot markets, it can get a little messy. Just like hit or miss. Phase two, phase three, I avoid in hot markets. I avoid those in even soft markets sometimes. So VMAR is back up to 310. I want to see it push a little bit more, but that might have been an entry. It is Pat News. Let me see. It's struggling here. I might get a quick entry if I get it above 3. CURX, new high a day. That must have been a strong move. Oh, we back above 50. Honestly, I kind of like this too, guys. This looks like one of the ones that could just like, well, I said that about XWEL yesterday and it ripped me, but this kind of looks like one of those ones that could potentially fade off the 50-cent level. So I'm in VMAR and HCTI. I totally forgot I had an open order on HCTI, so I actually got in when I was half awake today. I probably shouldn't trade like this, but I set an order at 1045 and 1095, and I completely forgot. So I'm in 500 shares of HCTI. VMAR, I'm in 1,000 shares. Didn't get the best entry. I got 299. But let's see if we drop here. Not much on this move, but I'll play it. Catch a little move off of it. Take profit. All right. I am out of VMAR, 299 to 283-ish. Okay, first win of the day, I'll take it. And HCTI is in the, I completely forgot I set up that order, which is not, that's pretty dangerous with a low float, but all good. So I'm in it now. Only, like I said, 500 shares. CURX, let me do some research, but I like this, the way the chart's looking. The only thing I don't like is that it broke above this little, what was this, 51 level? So I might just sit on my hands with this one, honestly. But this does look like one of the ones that could slowly fade throughout the day. VMAR took another leg down. Should have held a little longer. That's all right. Man, I hope I get a clean fade out of HCTI. But again, if it gets back to I don't know. I'm just going to watch it, price action for now. VMAR looking like it could go negative. But thanks for the heads up about this being patent news. I do like me some patent news. Didn't catch that much of a move on it, but about a 15-cent move, but I'll take it. Oh, you called HCTI? Good, good. Sounds like a few of y'all did. Denny, I call it Butterfly Network. If I had a brain, I'd walk away right now. The reason why I'm laughing, Denny, because I know you probably had a little bit of size, so that probably isn't a bad idea. But we're probably gonna make some more money. And not financial advice. Do what you think is best, but I struggle with that as well. BFLY, is it coming? Oh man, that was a beautiful chart. Look at that. CURX is pushing. Yeah, I'll play it at 58-cent retest. And let me do a little due diligence in the meantime. And when I say these things, guys, that's based off technicals, so I do my research. So technicals, I trade technicals first. Fundamentals is very important. Probably just as important. But I made it to where I've gotten in 2023, 2024, I basically only played technicals. Well, maybe first half of 2024, then I started incorporating fundamentals. So when I say these things, I'm looking at technicals first, and then I confirm I like the play fundamentally. That doesn't have to be your process, but that's usually how I am. And then again, when it heats up, I want to look at the whole picture before I enter, even if it's a quick glance. So 7 million float, 13 million market cap. Let's see. I don't know. The news looks pretty weak, but the biotech news. Jay Money, I saw that comment in the Discord, but I don't blame you for saying that about 5. I looked at it and it looked like it wasn't too bad, but 4 ended up being probably a better one. So CURX completed a GMP compliant pilot scale batch of its lead botanical candidate, advancing CMC readiness to support GLP toxicology. The company continues to target IND submission for ulcerative colitis in Q4 2026. Yeah, I don't really think this news is that strong. And if you notice, it says the IND submission is still targeted. It doesn't say submitted. So if it pushes to 58, I might play it. KAPA is pushing back up. Or is that a different one? I'm getting them confused. At least we got some plays this morning. Kind of nothing super impressive, but all right, I'm just gonna watch ACTI since this is the only one I'm in right now. And if y'all just hopped on, I'm in at 10:45. I had an order open and I kind of forgot, which is not a good practice, especially on a low float like this, but I did it. And then I have another open order at 10.95. Low, I would say about medium confidence with this one if something else steals attention. So this is a setup where if something else really starts taking off or moving, I could see money flowing away from this play because we're getting lower highs, kind of trading sideways. Here we're getting a little push here, but if there's nothing that steals attention away from it, it could push again. So if it starts holding above 11, I'm gonna keep my eyes close to it. Here we go. Getting a little pop here. But yeah, that's how I feel about this one. I think it's a decent setup. But if nothing else starts moving, it could rip. How is the transition from mobile to ZeroPro going? Terrible. I suck at committing to things. I have commitment issues. I'll say I'll do things and I don't do it. So I haven't transitioned. I prioritize the trade the pool platform, trying to test it out. And that's mainly for, I get messages sometimes from like people in the States that don't have like 25K to trade with. So I'm trying to find a good option for people like that, because it kind of bothers me when I can't recommend something. So I want to test it out and make sure there's something that, I know there's oceans and things like that, that's offshore brokers, you can trade with less than 25K, but in the States the fees are pretty intense. So I prioritize trade the pool over transition into ZeroPro. CMEG has been good for me. That's what I heard. I heard the fees were pretty high though, but again, that's awesome. You're having good feedback. I'll have to look into that one too. ACTI, I like that candle. Is there a time window for you to accomplish the funded challenge on TTP? No, I did the easy one. the beginner one. It was only like maybe 10% more, but a lot less tight on the daily drawdown, and you have unlimited time, which is good because honestly, it hasn't been going too smooth. This week is, I probably struggled this week more than I have in I don't know, in a long time. And others in the group have as well. I think it's the market conditions too. It's just not liquid enough, because even being a short seller, you want the ticker to be liquid because that's what pushes it high and that's what pulls it down. What we've been seeing a lot of is the weak pushes and then they just trade sideways. So as short sellers, it's hard to kind of get out profitable. So I haven't had a good week. Haven't had the best stock selection either, but this market's been a little tough for me this week. J Money made 26K in October on CMEG and 8K, 9K went to fees. Oof. Yeah, I remember, bro. You were killing it not one of those months. But no, thanks for the heads up, both of y'all, for saying that about CMEG. But yeah, I have unlimited time. Thank goodness. Because I'll prioritize something else here soon, probably. Anyways, hanging out with HCTI. Only thing I'm in right now. OPRA. The little YouTube thing. Ooh. Sketchy. Not very liquid. I'll pass. Yeah, J Money, I haven't been keeping up with it, so I don't even know where we're at with all that, with the PDT. And hope they remove that, though. Maybe that's the catalyst we need for things to heat up. A lot of degenerates coming in. Not saying everybody is, but there will be some degenerates to pump tickers. YOLO some plays. Get some things pumping. Not us, I'm just saying. I know how this works. We need some capital flowing into small caps. Bro, that's hilarious, J Money. Yeah, OPRA is a little sketchy. Missed what you said about CURX. Yeah, the news is not too impressive. I've been getting in plays early this week, it seems. So I'm gonna wait for 58. But yeah, the news basically they're targeting a IND submission at the end of this year. I mean, I don't think it's that great. The news. probably above 50 cents is a play. These are the type that I like to hold, like get in a position, they're not very exciting, and then just wait for them to unwind. But the problem is these plays work really well with money rotation when things are hot, because people are going to forget about this play once things start spiking and running. But in this current market conditions, I kind of got to tweak my strategy a little bit. I can't really count on money rotation too much. But I think above 50 cents, normally I would take a stab here, maybe like 2,000 shares, and then slam it for maybe 4,000 shares up here, get my average up. But since I've been playing a lot of these too early, I'm just going to wait. I'm try to practice some patience and just wait for it to get to the spot I want. Maybe like a 54 to 58 level. I don't think it's going to get there though, personally. That's why I'm tempted to take a stab here, but I'm going to try to practice some patience today. I'm not very good at that. Because again, my strategy involves a lot of plays, making base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I trade. There's some people that, you know, only wait for one setup and they go heavy on it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not how I trade. So I do get in some tickers I probably shouldn't be in sometimes. But that's what's gotten me here. So, but when it heats up though, stock selection is very important. You can't get into things that's, you know, really good news, history of strong moves, low float, you know. But the markets we've been in, if you had picky stock selection, you didn't take any trades, which is also not a bad thing. But again, it's not my style. If I'm sitting down here at the computer, I don't think I've ever had a live stream where I didn't take a trade. So again, that's how I do it. It's worked out for me. Doesn't mean that's the way you should do it. You'll see on Twitter and gurus tell you you can only do things a certain way. Ever since I started trading, if I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be profitable. Because people told you not to short sell. Look what we do. People's told me not to trade halts. Guess what my best play is? People tell you not to trade pre-market, it's illiquid. Make a lot of money in pre-market. So again, just find what works for you. Don't listen to everybody else unless they're legit. And even if they are legit, they might not know the edge you have. So it's kind of always been my motto. Find what works for you. CAPA push back up a little bit. Yeah, J Money, that's the part I don't like, is when people act like only their strategy. Yeah, that's like, we're trading stocks, bro. Like, there's so many strategies out there, and then you pretend like you know the only one that works. It's wild. Yeah, I don't like any of these plays, guys. I keep scanning through them, but is EDSA moving now? What's your strategy around halts? I don't talk about it a lot because I don't want to get freaking sued. Because this is the quickest way to get blown up, is trading halts. But not recommending this. Here's my disclaimer. CNEY. But I'll pull up an example here before the stream's over with. CNEAY, nice little pop. I'm not going to probably play it. It's just not enough on this move, but it could flush. Yeah, not really sued, but I just don't want to be responsible for people losing money. So again, if I share it, I'm not recommending it. It's just how I trade these. But basically, when something halts multiple times in a row, it's got to be this setup. Meaning, 3, 4 green halts in a row. Once it flips red the first time, you will see a massive gap down. 99 out of 100 times. I'm not kidding. Maybe not 99, but it's pretty, SNGX, pretty consistent. Let's just say that. So, but again, halts are dangerous. I know how to get in them and I know how to get out of them, meaning that once I get in them, I intentionally set my stop before it gets to the halt up to make sure I don't get trapped in it. But again, most people are not as quick as I am. So, but again, I haven't been, I try not to talk about that one too much just because somebody's going to blow up trying it. Halts are dangerous. Let's say 98. Yeah. And I'm 3 for 3 for it this week. And my biggest play this week, I made $2 grand from a halt down, but they're high risk. Because if you get in it and then it decides not to halt down and it flips up, you got to get out before it starts halting up again, or you could lose money. I don't really like hardly any of these plays, just weak pops and not liquid. So that's the market we're in. I guess you avoid China and low floats for the halt plays. Again, this is why I don't, that's why I said it's high risk, because I'll do it with those two, because they still repeat the same pattern. Let me see, what was one from this week I played? I'll pull up an example. Yeah, those are my favorite. But that's why I got the TTP account, because I do realize they're high risk. So I'm trying to do them mostly within. And it's funny because I've been killing it with the halts on Trade the Pool, but I've been trading other things with Trade the Pool and I've been going backwards with it. So I'm just like, man, I should have just stuck with the halts. I would already passed the evaluation. What's one from this week? Let's see. I'll pull up an example before the live stream's over, but yeah, not recommending it. I think most y'all will blow up if y'all try it. J-Money. Yeah, no, it's funny because it's just like, if you haven't caught on yet, I'm a high risk trader, so it's just like whenever people are surprised I take certain plays, it's like I'm trying to get less high risk as I'm mature as a trader, but I still take some trades. CURX is has fallen back below 50 cents, so see if it bounces off VWAP here or continues to fade. I'll be sharing all my secrets with y'all. I'll pull up some examples from this past week. J-Money, what? You mean you don't only risk 1% of your account per trade? Yeah, I've always been against that too. Again, to each your own, but if my money, I'm a short seller. So if my money's in my account, it's free play. That's why I keep it 25K usually. That means I'll trade 25K that day if I want to. Because if it's in your account, it's at risk for blowing up. So I only put enough in there that I need. And then if I do happen to blow up, it's only 25K, then I just reload it, which is still a big deal and it sucks, but I'm not confident in my, I just don't like having a big brokerage account because I know I take some risk. Oops.
EDSA up 5%.
UDSA is pushing here. I want to see it get a little bit higher, a little bit closer to the to this retest over here. So if it gets to about 165, 175 is where I'll start scaling in. So a little bit higher, I'll start scaling into it. Did they get any new news, or this just a retest? And again, today I'm trying to be patient. I'm probably gonna be too patient. Let's see if it gets up there. Positive results from phase 3 study yesterday. Ooh, I don't really like shorting phase 3 news. We have 200s up here too. Yeah, I'm gonna let it push a little bit more. It could fade back down from here, but I'm gonna let it at least get north of 160 before I start scaling in. HCTI is kind of just hanging out. I'd like to see it make a leg down here soon. Yeah, and again, I'm not opposed to people having big accounts. Like, I think if you want to scale and keep growing, that's a good way to be. But see, I'm content with my 2K a day, what I average, you know, about 2K a day. And I can do that with 25K in my account. Could I average 8K a day if I had 100K? Probably. That's probably a good chance. But I'm not at a point where I want to risk having that much in my account. So that's just my motto. I do things a little different. Because I'm not the type to say you got to do it this way. I don't think that at all. KAPA is pushing back up. Got to 78 cents now. I'm just not super interested in this one until it at least pushes. If we get back to like 85-ish, I might play it. But again, I don't want to rush into this one. This one's not up very much. I say 2K a day. I made 300K last year, so it's technically, there's 252 trading days, so technically it's less than 2K, because once you factor in red days, obviously that hurts. Divided by 252, so I made about 1,200 a day last year, and I'm pretty content with that right now. I do want to scale up at some point, but PRCT, but I'm not in the right headspace for that right now. I got too many distractions in my life, so I'm just content right here, right now. So KPA flush off 78. J Money. You think NASCAR thinks it's still a hot market? Yeah, there's definitely, I saw your comment, J Money. There's definitely benefit to having a bigger account for sure. It's just more risk in it for me right now with how I trade. CURX pushing back up. So again, if it gets up to 57, 58, maybe even 56, yeah, if it gets up to 56, I'll start looking for an entry. I'm gonna go ahead and set one. Now, the funny thing is, it's been slow for a long time. We've just talked about this year, but even November, December, but that's the slow market I do well in. Like slow, but there's still plays, like decent setups. Where this month, I really have struggled to find decent setups that I like, and I have forced some trades, and it's worked. But this week, it's backfired a little bit. Got two red days already, but that's part of it. So I can sit on my hands more, or I can size down and just wait for it to change, or better stock selection. Yeah, I'm a short seller, Aaron. And when things heat up, you'll see me take some more longs. But I don't know what the setup would have to be for me to take a long in this market. I mean, maybe a partnership with Jesus or something, but I don't know what would get stocks moving in this market. Because just really, there's nothing that's really hot right now from a theme perspective, like super hot. There's there's no proof of evidence from us, like for example with crypto plays last year is like obviously we know what the theme is, but like right now it'll be like AI for a couple days, and then it'll be what defense for a couple days, might be marijuana for a day. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no like really strong themes right now. So once we develop a theme and I start seeing PRs with that theme and I start seeing technicals I like, I'll take longs, but I'm not brave enough to take longs in this market. Because I'm just not very good at going longs. It's got to be an obvious setup. China is always hot. That's a good point. China always got some sketchiness going on. How do you scale in? Long story short, I try to take only 3 stabs max, and the last stab I go very heavy. So roughly like 25, 25, 50% is usually how I do it. And again, those numbers change. It might be 30, 30, 40. But small initial, small second, and then my line in the sand is my heavy last add. So for example, let's just say HCTI for example. If it got to 1050 again, first stab, because it's already gotten there one time. If it got to 11, next stab. Then if it was to push to 1150, basically my last entry, but it was probably going to be, you know, twice as big as these other ones. The reason why I do that is because I want my last ad, it forces me to only do it if I'm confident because I have to go heavy. So it's almost like a psychological thing. So if you want to do this ad again, you want to add some size, so you have to be confident. But because of that, since I'm so heavy up here, if I'm wrong, I have to get out quick. So that's how I do it. Small, small, big. Where a lot of people is like same size, same size, same size, same size. They keep going up like that, and then your average never catches up with you. And then you just play a dangerous game. So mine is small, small, big. And that big forces me to draw the line in the sand. So if I'm wrong, I got to get out quick. But if I'm right, even though I got in early, it makes up for it if it fades because I was heavier in that last entry. If it stops you out, would you retry higher again with the same 3 times scaling? I'm always willing to trade a stock again, but the level would have to be strong because after it burns me like that, I mean, again, let's give another example. Let's say there's a gap fill at 15 and then there's a 200s, you know, at 15 as well. Like if I think there's a strong level again, yeah. Just because a ticker got me once doesn't mean I won't trade it again. But after they do burn me though, I do like to wait for a solid setup because it's already proved me wrong once. You know, there's a good chance it's going to prove me wrong again. And this is not even my best kind of trading, guys. Like, again, I think I'm decent at like managing plays like this, but when things are hot, you can't say easy money, but it's those quick plays that I make the most on where it's like it rips from 550 to 10 bucks. I take my stab, then it drops back down to 750 in one candle. That's what you get in a hot market. So it's like quick money. Not easy because they can keep ripping your face off, but like how I trade these now, like I can get away with it, but where I really make the most money is just these quick pops that sustain. I get a position, then it falls back down, and you see a lot of that in the hot markets where there's just a bunch of things pumping, and then you just got to try to get in it and catch the fade down. And we'll get there. I think March will get there because last year I told y'all like March was when it started heating up, and the year before that March is when it started heating up. So we might be right around the corner from some more chaos. The one that's on my screen, the TradeZero. That's what I use. I highly recommend them. Maybe I shouldn't say highly. I recommend them. I think they're good. I think they're actually great, but there's things, you know, I don't like about every platform. But I've been using TradeZero for over 3 years. Made a lot of money with them. So I can't throw shade at them. And their customer support's good. It's 3 strikeout rule applicable to, wait, what are you talking? I'm not familiar with the 3 strike rule. Is that like 3 losses on the same ticker? Or just 3 losses in period? Because I don't really, well, regardless of what it is, I don't have either. I just have a max daily drawdown. If I lose 5K for the day, I have to stop. That's my prevent revenge trading. 5K is pretty good amount. But again, I usually average 2 to 3K on good days. So me being a short seller, I don't have to, but I like to let them play a little bit. 3 consecutive losses on a ticker, got it. No, it's just a daily max. If I hit 5K, I got to wrap up for the day. I hit 2K or 1900 yesterday, and then I just threw in the towel by 11 o'clock. And that's rare for me, but I just didn't like the setups, and I could tell I was in my head a little too much. I wanted to revenge trade, and there was nothing to revenge trade. So I was like, let's just call it a day today. Because I've been trying to force some trades with how slow it's been, and they'll come. So it's just, I'm more in preserve capital phase right now. Just don't, I've already had 2 red days this week. I went all of December not even having a red day. January only had a couple, and I already have 2 this week. So that's a sign for me to not keep trading. Don't force it. And they've been manageable. Both of the 2 losses have been manageable. So that's a win in my book.
VTRS showing breakout pressure near high of day.
I'd like to see HCTI make another leg down, but again, I'm in it, but I would say low to medium confidence until something else really starts moving. If we get like a crazy 8 o'clock pop or 8:30 play, I'll feel more confident. But like, what's distracting this play right now? Nothing really. So that increases the odds that this one could start pushing again. So until we get another play that really starts stealing attention, it's just going to be low to medium confidence on it. But if we see some, strong action here at 8 o'clock, might go to medium high confidence. Because I like this setup, lower high, lower high, lower high. So what the next step of the equation is, we need something to steal attention from it. Then you'll see some of that money rotation kick in, where people will start closing out this position to chase something else. VTRS not interested. This is just weird price action. I don't know what to do with this. Oh my gosh, this is the reason why I tapped out yesterday. XWEL. I made really good on it, swinging it overnight, and then this move at market open got me pretty bad. This one right here, right at market open, it ripped, and I played the retest too heavy. I'm not interested in D and UT. That's a larger cap. It's not a large cap, a larger market cap than I play. There you go. I'm just very familiar with Krispy Kreme, their ticker name. When we go through the meme phase where, stupid tickers pump, Krispy Kreme always pumps. Do they have earnings, or is this, we're trying to flirt with a meme theme? No, they had earnings. Yeah. No, Moon Market's got me twice this week. He's the reason I've had 2 red days. I'll get in a play before he pumps it, and then he pumps it afterwards. And I can't blame it entirely on him, but he hasn't helped. Let's just say that. Because he got me after hours with GIPR too. Beautiful setup. Looked like it was about to fade cleanly. Then all of a sudden you see a 20-cent green candle. And it was only like a dollar stock or something. GIPR. Yeah, it was right here. Looking like it was about to fade. Then all of a sudden, yes, it's like a 70-cent ticker. Then all of a sudden he pumps in his group, and it goes from 65 all the way to 85. 20-cent move on a 60-cent ticker. That hurts. Because what he does, he pumps it to his group first. They buy in, then he'll usually post it on X, and then it obviously gets more people buying in. So, but all good. That's the game we're playing. There's going to be pumpers. CURX. Back above 50 cents, but looking kind of weak. Don't know if it's going to make another leg up. If it does, I'll look to enter at 56, 57. But still just holding HCTI. 8 o'clock news is 4 minutes away, so I'll wait for it.
KAPA showing breakout pressure near high of day.
KAPA up 5%.
All right. Remember I said I'll take it around 85, so I'm gonna set an order. If we get to 84, I'm gonna start scaling into this one. We'll have an order at 84 and 89. The reason the order is at 89 is because we got the 200 dailies right here. That's what these dotted lines are. And I wouldn't be surprised if it makes like a crazy wick towards it and flush back down. So I want to make sure I get filled if it does that. And I don't want to stare at this ticker. It's pretty boring, so I'm just going to set an alert if it gets to... If it gets to 84, let me know. Up about 250 on HCTI, which I'm in. I'm in this one, waiting for it to make its move down. CAPA, we might get there. Let's see. I gotta remind myself what was the news on this one. I already forgot. 12 million float, 60 million market cap. Oh, this is the two assets. Yeah, I think this is a decent play, but let me dig into that news a little more. CDIO won't die. Here we go. We're getting that push. Let's see if we get there. CDIO. Yeah, not interested. Come on, if CAPA gets a little higher, I'll get my first fill. And again, guys, for y'all newbies, I do my sizing based on conviction. So I'm in it now. So I'm only in 1,000 shares, and then I'm only going to do 2,000 at 89. And then if I do a third stab, it's probably going to be around $1, the dollar psychological level. See if it can break it. But I did get filled there. Kind of wish I would have started with 2,000 shares since it's only 84, since it's only 80-cent ticker. But again, I do it based on conviction. I feel pretty good about this one, but I think it could push a little higher as well, though. They like to flirt with these 200s. Man, I feel like HCTI could just take a massive leg down. I hope we get some 8 o'clock news. Is it 8 o'clock now? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. See what kind of news we get. NVAX. RSS. S. Okay. RSS news looks weak, but it's not very liquid. ALBT. Ooh, ALBT, I like this one. This one's pushing. What's the news? I hate how cheap these are, though. There's probably a play here, but I want it to push a little more. There we go. We're starting to push a little more. So yeah, I want to see it push more, guys. I might miss it, but I want to see it at least get closer to 80 cents. Unless it starts stalling right here, then I might take a stab. Signed 233,000 promissory note financial deal with accredited investor. That's not much money. I'm about to take a stab here. First entry. Being patient is going very well. All right, got in at 70 cents. I just think the news is weak. We're dropping a little bit. Let's see. And I'm monitoring KAPA and HCTI on my phone. Just FYI, I got all my positions pulled up, so they're doing fine. I'm focused on ALBT now. So I entered my 1,000 shares on that weak news. But I'd like to see it get up to 80 and I'll slam that thing. BFLY retesting highs. I'll pull it up in a minute. I didn't really love that one too much. RXT. Ooh, getting a little push here. I like to see it closer to 2. There we go. We're getting that push. So I had an order waiting at 79. It just got filled. And it was a little bit bigger. It was 2,000 shares.
ALBT hit 50%.
And then my last stab is going to be at 89 cents. I'll make it 4,000 shares. Let me make it 4,000. There you go. Let me just make sure it can't get to $1. It could. It definitely could. So 3,000 shares at 89. All right, so let's see what ALBT does. Real estate, 5 million float, 3.92 market cap.
ALBT showing breakout pressure near high of day.
American, so it's not Chinese, which is a... They have 354,000 pre-funded warrants at 0.001 cent. ALBT has NVIDIA news. Did I look at the wrong news? Oh yeah, this was from 225. They have NVIDIA news today?
FL1 up 5%.
Ah, they do. I was looking at the wrong PR. That was one from 14 hours ago. Thanks for the heads up. I'm still going to play it. I'm in it right now at this point, but my conviction is not nearly as high as it was. Appreciate it. Yes, AMD news, but dang, yeah, my conviction's not as high. I was surprised when I was moving on that news. That's why I was getting excited about it, but still gonna play it here. Yeah, 94 cents might be the better ad. So I might move it up to, I'm gonna move that last entry up to 93 cents. Yeah, partnership with AMD, and they even use the word partnership, crap. Let's see, ALBT. Dang, why is Stock Titan not showing this news? Because I like to dig in on Stock Titan because they have an AI that like quickly goes over it and tells you the pros and cons. But it's not even pulling up on Stock Titan. But yeah, this news is decent, guys. So let's see what happens. If it breaks 94, I'm not gonna feel good about it. But again, I played it small. I'm only in 3,000 shares now, so it's not even a 3K position. HCTI is making a, looks like it's, see now we're getting a little bit of action. We might get some attention stolen from HCTI, so let's see, here we go, we're starting to form the leg. So I'm up 510 on this position, so, but I'm wanting it to make a stronger move down. My first exit's gonna be at 853. KAPA fell as well. But ALBT might give me some trouble because I looked at the wrong news. So let's see. But again, not heavy in it. It's holding gains a little bit more than I'd prefer. I moved my entry up to 93, and that'll probably be my last ad. If it starts holding over that level, I might just start trimming out of it. Oh, ACTI is dropping. There we go. I needed that. See, we got something stealing attention. This is a beautiful money rotation example. Unfortunately, I'm in the thing that's stealing attention, but not super heavy, so all good. So this is my last ad right here. If we start holding above this level, I might start just slowly scaling out. Dang, I wish I would have saw that news first because I'm having a pretty good morning. I'm up over $1,000 now on HCTI. It was 853, it got to 863. Let's see if it keeps dropping. I might partially close here because I could see it trying to retrace a little bit after that move now. So I might trim a little bit on my HCTI position right here. Well, before I could do it, it hit my profit, so I'm out 853. The reason I'm getting out here is because it could bounce. ALBT is running against me, so I'm about to go against my word. Since I didn't do my heavy stab here, I'm doing one more heavy stab here at $1. And then if it breaks $1, I just got to get out. All right. Took my last stab. Let's see what happens. Low confidence, guys. This is pretty good news, but I'm trying to save the play. So, but like I said, if we start holding over $1, I just got to accept the loss, and it looks like we're about to. So we're up to 103. Let's see if it holds. Dang, this thing's ripping. Let's see if it holds. I'm so annoyed I didn't see that news. I would not have gotten in this one. Yeah, I got to stop out. Dang it. I'm out. This one rocked me pretty hard though. I lost just as much as I made on HCTI. But now it's so extended, it almost feels like a play now. Dang. All right, I'm getting back in, last stab. Because this move is so extended. If we break over 130, I'm out. Because look at this resistance on the chart, 122. So man, I'm so annoyed about this one. KAPI, beautiful flush on it. Okay, my 119 got filled right there. So stop if it breaks a new high. Going for my second stab. This move is just pretty extended. Man, I'd be having a good morning if it wasn't for this trash. Weird, I don't see the news on the 8. Yeah, no, I got screwed by that news being not very public, but whatever. Yeah, HCTI, that's kind of the move I was looking forward to, the 5-minute. I try to take profit there because that's where they like to bounce. But anyways, I'm back in LABI BT just because this move is kind of excessive at this point. So stopped out around, got in shortly after I stopped out though. Because I got out at, I think, what was it? Yeah, 111, not the best. And then I re-added here, but if we get over 130, I'm just gonna stop out again and move on. But this one's up quite a bit, so I wanna see if it retraces a little bit. And again, this is high risk, so just be aware. It's got good news. It's already showed strength, but this move feels a little excessive. So I'm going to try it. My wife just got home. I'm gonna say something to her real quick. But this is kind of how the week's been. So of course I'd get caught in some AMD news. And NVIDIA, didn't they exceed earnings yesterday? So that doesn't help either. ALBT not treating us nice here. Yeah, I shouldn't even be in it. Like, again, if I would have saw that news, like, I'll get in some red flags here and there, but I'm not. If it says the word partnership and NVIDIA, AMD, whatever, but I'm hoping the move's over. Let's see. I like that it's stalling here. But yeah, pretty annoying about this one. So if it, I got to stop limit at 132, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 132. Ross is in ALBT now. Good. So when he closes and his people close, maybe it'll flush. Out now, so we'll see if it drops. Man, yeah, this one's a little annoyed about, but again, try not to let it get to my head, because you know.
HTC showing breakout pressure and high dip. Strong trades coming.
We need something else to steal attention right now. But this funny because this is the news I was waiting for. Something like this. We were just talking about to steal attention from HTTI. Then I get caught up in this news. I didn't realize it was AMD partnership. But I got back in at 119. Like I said, I'll stop out. My stop set at 132. So got a stop limit.
Showing breakout pressure and high dip. Strong trades coming.
GFAI. All right, I got stopped out at ALBT. Yeah, that ruined my morning for sure. And then it flushed immediately down. If this thing flushes, I'm gonna be sad about it. But yeah, so again, it is what it is, but a good example of good news, even in a slow market, can rock you. So I'm back red on the session. The rough week continues. Bro, I can't catch a break this week. QURX looks like it's going to kind of form that pattern where it looks like it's going to trend down, but let's see what it does. Bro, if this thing flushes right after stopping me out, it's about to, it looks like. It just broke a new low on that candle. Oh, this hurts. Oh, good. The reason why I got back in it is because with the market that we're currently in, I'm not that confident it's going to keep pushing, but I'm not getting back in it. I don't have a ticker max loss, but if I did, this would have hit it, so I'm leaving it alone. But that little wick up got me, it stopped me out, so.
XWB up 5%.
So I'm gonna hang out probably another 5-6 minutes, see if there's any 8:30 plays, and if there's not, I will probably wrap up.
HTZ showing breakout pressure and high of day.
HTZ. What was that? Yeah, ALBT is hanging out a little too long for my liking. Again, I have no plans on re-entering it, but it might try to make another move up. Not really sure though. I can see it flushing off this 122 level. So when I'm not sure, I prefer not to take a position. And this one, like I said, already got me pretty good. Yeah, the market wants something to pump, so it might be ALBT. Who knows? This consolidation it's kind of doing right now, I don't really. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes. Wouldn't be surprised if it flushes. But I'm not in it. So it's 8:30. See if there's any new news, or I might end the session red. BGL. I like it around 3.
approaching a key resistance level. Approaching a key support level.
Sorry I'm not talking, but I quickly got an order at 270. So I'm in the money. About to trim. Made a little bit of it back, but wanted to make more back. Well, not as red, but still red on the session, so. I kind of blindly stabbed that one, I'm just gonna be honest. Just looked like an excessive move, and I was about to do the research, but it fell before I could, so. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap up. Read a little over $1,000 on the session, so I let ALBT hurt me a little too much, but all good. I will be in the Discord for the live stream tomorrow. So if you want to join, Discord links in the description, and hopefully y'all had a better session than I did. Frustrating because HCTI played out exactly how I wanted it to, but again, gotta control your losses, not let them get as big as I let that one get, but all good. For everyone in the Discord, I don't have too crazy of a day today, so I'll be active in the time blocks I've shared with y'all. And yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all.